Так. So let's draw some like curved surfaces and cut form circuit surface, because again I want to make some more videos with it, and we'll put together in one more like more concise video. So let's make like perspective grid, kind of half 5 vanishing point. So from wife perspective, yeah, 5 point perspective, we take kind of this left side. Так. Yeah, I still have kind of crazy schedule. Wake up 4:30 in the morning. After need to go to gym, so I was 7 morning in the gym. After a little sleep, and now I'm here. Так, so we have y-axis, z-axis, and let's make x-axis, right, with x vanishing point. So we'll do x vanishing point outside, so it will be not too distorted. So this kind of think about perspective grids. You need to experiment, you need to practice, like following my tutorials where I explain perspective grids. You experiment with them, and you learn how kind of you can twist them, you know, how much flexibility perspective have. Так, so let's say, так, if we take this like middle, so here one thing which is not in a Scott Robertson book, it's drawing. It's kind of you using same Scott Robertson approach, but you skip couple steps. Like I'm not measure, I don't find middle, I'm not measure exactly, I just eyeballing proportions. So, and I know because of this I make many mistakes, but with certain perspective you just can't avoid this. There will be mistakes. More kind of more extreme perspective you do, more kind of more expensive it became to make perspective precise, you know, to make measurements. It will take like 1 week to to properly draw some simple picture in a fisheye perspective. I mean, it just will kind of unreasonable. Так, so let's take this curve. So we find points. What's this point? So, and it's very interesting to watch like other artists and beginners, uh, how they it's like some artists have problem with drawing slow, just slow down, take more time to measure things, like think more careful, like no rush with your lines. Some artists, they're opposite, they're like too stiff, right? They cannot, they're afraid to make dynamic and some kind of expressive shapes. And for this artist, like who draw dynamic stuff, I think it's important to find the balance. So I don't think they should reject their approach, right? They just need to find how to like better, more efficiently manage it. And this kind of thing here, it's one example of it. So it's still pretty is very much loose drawing here. I just know where I need to little slow down, so I will make like curves, or I will make lines more accurate, right? So in not only more accurate, but kind of like more refined. Because if you always doodle kind of quick, you just can't reach certain precision. It's like aiming, right? So it's like if you will like shoot like this, like hey, 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 it's like, so no, it's just you can't fix this way of shooting, kind of. But if you like do everything properly, you make a certain like control of your kind of control your movements more carefully, and then you realize like, to which extent you can make it looser, right? You can like little let it go, you can little make it flow, little relax. So to make it smooth. But to learn this, you need to learn to draw slow, kind of like this. You see, like without any kind of crazy moves, just slow down. That's why it's like exercise. It's not about your style. It's not about your artist vision, whatever. It's just gymnastic. It's a gym. It's this kind of category. Так. So now let's take here. So here will be half circle. Put here. Hello, bro. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Так. So here I have this like top surface for this kind of shape I will draw here. And then I will transfer this top surface. I kind of like move it higher here, like extending. Some kind of like if you do in a 3D editor, like a Blender or how's this called? SketchUp. Yeah, SketchUp very funny with this. So it's like you have this flat plan, then you can move it, stretch. So here I move and I look where can I place it. So maybe like here. So here will be very narrow. And then this edge. So also move this edge following curvature of my y-axis. And here's this edge. So we should, from my perspective, right, like we should treat this kind of Scott Robertson drawing as gymnastic, like it's your warm-up, it's your fine-tuning kind of, right? You fine-tune your precision, your all kind of mechanism of working with 3D. You make it more sharp and more elaborate. This is what Scott Robertson, this approach of Scott Robertson do for us. It just make it more refined. So it's important to kind of at least like couple drawings, couple hundred drawings, just do exactly as Scott Robertson show. Like take same material, like he show what he draw, right? He have like simple pencil, A4 paper, and maybe like gel pens sometimes, some kind of simple gel pen or how is it called? Roller ball pen. Just anyway, just like cheapest pen and pencil from 7-Eleven and some like very cheap basic A4 paper like this I buy. It's just, you know, for copy machine. Так. So have top this Y plan, top projection here and here. And now we need to find how it's kind of will be cut with this waved surface. We do this first by finding this center line, because this center line is kind of intersecting with center line of a surface, right? So we find, okay, this point going here, okay, so here it intersects with this center line. This point going up here, okay, here it intersects with center line, and then here, here. So here, interesting. So here I did mistake, because this, yeah, let's do it. Let me fix my curvature. Так. So curvature should go here, here, like this. Okay, yeah, that's the way. Down. That's way. Down. So here, let's go like this. And here. Okay, so a little fix curvature. So it should be here. I make it too high because this should be edge. Так. So because I've been lazy, I didn't make some extra points and I mistake with a curve. I make this kind of make go too high. Так. Okay. So we have again back to this. So have this point goes up, it's here. Okay. This point go up, it's here on the other side. This point. So let's here we'll just emphasize with the black visible side, right? So this we can see. Also, this we can see. So this point here, and these two side points, like this. So this edge is kind of show us how, like, how far this curve go. It's kind of like a bump, right? So I need this edge so I know how far go curve. So here, this, here, and this, and the curve kind of go like this. Так. Same other side here, going up here, and then find these 2 points, this, and I'm making curve. It's like half ellipse, right? And now we have this center line, and maybe find some more points. Here. Так. So this where will be another cut. I can see it already. So I don't have red pencil anymore. Why? Так. Also make here like a shadow. Anyway, so let's put one more here. Так. Let's see. Some music. Так, зараз. Yeah, some riffs, so cool. Ultra dope. Так. Here. So you see another just experiment. Use your imagination. Just like, you know, everybody like take this Scott Robertson book, draw 5 pictures from a book. It's just like, okay, it's boring. Yeah, I mean, be like a little more introspective. Like, ask yourself, like, did you really skim it all? Like, did you really take all you can from this book, from these exercises? Maybe if you like little, make some more effort, like do some more exercises, just play around with it. You will better kind of it will be more implanted in your mind, and you will just learn it better, and you will get this mileage, which is everybody know it's very important to have more mileage, right? So not just draw once or twice, but have many repetitive kind of. You should spend couple weeks doing it daily, you know. So your brain will like say, all right, I see it's kind of, it's our new world right now, right? So I should really put this techniques in my subconsciousness. Так, so have point here. Because again, like imagine like a driving car. Imagine if like you learn how to drive car, right? You go to car class and you kind of like in the first day you will learn it all already, right? You can like turn, stop, parking, whatever, like you can learn it in one day. But to be able to use it, to be able to drive in a, like real life environment, you know, like when you in the city on a freeway somewhere, you need more practice. Because if you will, like with your very little practice experience, you will go to drive in the city and there is so many stuff happen, right? Like dogs running, some crazy bicycle riders, I don't know, it's like some monkey run away from a zoo, a giraffe, like some kind of like, yeah, jokers run away from hospital, mental institution, and here you like trying to remember how to park in your car, or like all these sequences which should be automatic, but because you didn't practice enough, they are not automatic yet. Same with drawing, like it feels like you already know it all, but when is actual situation when you need to use your knowledge, you realize you're too slow. You too slow. You're not ready to handle situation with your low practice, your skill not kind of not adapted for actual work. It should be. And to adapt it to actual work, it's mean make it automative, right? So more techniques in automative stage, on automatic state, so you can do them without effort, right? Maybe, or like very minimal effort. It means more you have energy and like mental power kind of to work on a overall piece, because there is like sometimes really like 100 techniques. Imagine like if you will spend so much time to think about like how to remember how to draw certain perspective, how to draw ellipse, how to draw anatomy, and like everything you will take effort to remember how to do this, you will just collapse. So this is kind of what actually happen every time, right? When everybody has this experience, it's called Freddy Krueger effect, right? So when you do a couple drawings, you think like, oh yeah, I already know all this, and already know how to draw. But then when you start to do actual work, you just can't handle complexity. You can't handle how many operations you need to keep in mind simultaneously, like a driving car, right? You need to look everywhere around. You need to make sure like you push like right the pedal, and like if especially like, I mean, if it's a manual gearbox, yeah, it's like you need to make sure it's like you make proper shift of gears, and then you like not break rules, you not kind of hit someone on the road accidentally, you know, so many stuff in your mind. So like how fast you drive, how like you need to keep control, like somebody moving on the left, somebody moving on the right. This kind of what is about. Just so this is what you should keep in mind. Remind yourself where your lazy brain want to procrastinate and say like, it's okay, I'm smart, I already know all this. You remind yourself that your goal is not to prove somebody you can draw. You don't need to prove yourself or prove your mama, like, look, I can draw like Scott Robertson. No, you need to develop automotive, like, you need to get to this stage, develop your skill to stage when it's automotive. This is your goal. Так. So again, here I can see, again, you see, if from this point I make line going along with perspective grid, right? We have this curve is little outside, kind of, it's little like this, right? So it means I also need this extra bulk, kind of, this point over top of a curve. I also need to put in perspective. You see this here. So I also make line to show like where extent of this curvature. So here maybe I make it too much. What was this? Hello JDK JD Kirby Dark Overlord. Yeah. What do you mean? What kind of motion? Motion and motion. So here. Okay, so here I transfer. So we have this plane transferred to here. And now again, like we have center line of this form, and we have center line. It's kind of, they're aligned. They're aligned together, right? So because they're aligned, I can make this point following x-axis, and I find where it intersect. And I make this point following x-axis, find where is intersect middle line of a curve, middle line of this shape. Так. Here, here, and then when I have this middle point here, I can also find this point. Так. Same here. Where is it? Так. So here we have this we can use. Okay. So I can make like more extra points because this surface here very curved, and the ellipse will be distorted. Так, okay. So kind of this. Then this point. So when you see it's like complex curvature, just make some extra points. Так. Okay, so it's yeah, I'm not sure what JDK asking. You can write a more elaborate kind of your comment or whatever. What is it? Maybe you mean as like this approach is not suitable for comic book artists? And I will not agree with this. It's like very essential approach. And if you watch like Möbius, like he drew in this way every time. It's just when you able to draw like this, right? Like when you do this practice, when you know how to do this properly, you can choose how accurate you want to do this. So you might like skip certain steps and make it less accurate because you want kind of save your time, or you want to save certain, like maintain flow and energy, whatever. Because like some artists, they can maintain energy while being very systematic and very meticulous, right? For other artists, you need to be more loose to make kind of dynamic work, and it's like very individual. Like nobody know kind of what is work for you, right? But what is 100% work for everybody, it's at least have this practice, because it's a practice. It's not my like comic book page or painting illustration for exhibition or something, right? It's only learning process. It's like when kind of in the gym, like boxers practice certain moves, like punching, this like punching bags. They kind of aware like a real enemy will be more difficult to fight, right? It's like some real opponent, he will move and he will strike back. Everybody knows this. It's not like, hey, it's like practice with a back or doing all these exercises is stupid because punching back will never strike you back. Dumbbell will never strike you back. Yeah, it's kind of, everybody knows this. Так, so some kind of this. Because like, if you don't do this or if you don't understand this stuff, you look masters like Möbius, like Katsuhiro Otomo, Tsutomu Nihei, and you will think like, oh, they're so talented. They have this kind of special talent for drawing incredible forms, incredible shapes. Yeah, and this talent is called proper learning process. They've been spending their time to study essentials, you know, like make themselves more intelligent, more kind of highly developed artists. This kind of stuff is just like making you smarter artist. This kind of whole point of this stuff. Так. More. And right now you can subscribe.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
Let's do fisheye, horizon line, z vanishing point, y-axis. So Z, X, and Y. Boom, 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 boom. Also, it's like kind of like a solving puzzles. It really feels like a playing game. And actually, like in high school, I met a teacher, like how to say, like homeschooling teacher to study out of school for a couple times, and she's just like very smart, and you know, this kind of case of really patient teacher. And now I know, now I can understand why she's not working in school, only teach from home, you know, because kind of hard to be teacher in a system. Так, because it's too much career and bureaucracy games. So And she kind of like, I don't know, somehow she gave me this idea that like all this mathematic tasks we have in a school, it's just like a play game. So it was for me like very entertaining, kind of like solve some mystery. Like when I was reading, this like in the childhood books about like detective for for children, some stuff like a Sherlock Holmes and stuff, and this mathematic tasks became for me like this, like playing this Sherlock Holmes, because you have like X and you need to find X, or you need to explain, prove something. I think it's very cool. Так. So have this curve. This curve. And then do Так. And some mystery music for action. the fuck? So now I make this double curve, so we have like in the center it's going more down, on the sides it's higher. So let's see. Okay, so I need one more here. Okay, here's kind of a line. Here's what's this? So have no, it's this one here. It's in the center. It's higher here. Obey your master. What's this? Let's double check this curve line here. Oh, crazy. One more here. Or to be crazy perspective artist. Okay, so here curve go kind of this. Так. What's this? Crazy. So cool. And here it goes like this. kind of this. Interesting. Так. Так. Оп. Так. Now let's make this form cut through. Dun, 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 dun. So find some more music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Where's music? Так. Here, this.
Do not weep, maiden, for war is kind, because your lover threw wild hands toward the sky, and the affrighted steed ran on alone. Do not weep, war is kind. Horse, booming drums of the regiment, little souls who thirst for fight. These men were born to drill and die. The unexplained glory flies above them. Great is the battle god, great and his kingdom, a field where 1,000 corpses lie. Do not weep, babe, for war is kind, because your father tumbled in the yellow trenches, raged at his breast, gulped and died. Do not weep, war is kind. Swift, blazing flag of the regiment, eagle with crest of red and gold.
Так.
These men were born to drill and die. Point for them the virtue of slaughter. Make plain to them the excellence of killing, and a field where 1,000 corpses lie. Mother, whose heart hung humble as a button on the bright splendid shroud of your son, do not weep, war is kind.
So here, yeah, so here it's kind of tricky. We have this center line is lower, right? So I need to remember. Так, so it goes like this. Так. It's so lower, but also it's cut. So it's kind of a very cool mental gymnastic here. So have this curve. Так. Так. And then we have this perpendicular curve, right? So now we can see how this points will be on a curve. Like here. Так. So, and same for every point. Op. Has this section here. Так. So I make this curve of a surface. Так, so we have some extra points, right? We have this. Can connect like this. Так. So here if we extend this going up. So because these are horizon line, right? We will still see surface. We will see surface, kind of even little, but we will see it. Some kind of this. Так. Same here. And again, you see, it's kind of why we need at least A4 size, so we can really focus on some very narrow, very tiny details. Because this what make us better. It's kind of developing more precise more, like a tool, right? So it might be some kind of powerful tool which kind of can be very dangerous and stuff, but also high quality tool is this one which will always work, right? So it's work like every time you need it, and also it's very precise. It's like perfectly calibrated. So with this kind of exercises, we calibrating our kind of ability working with 3D forms. So, and it's okay if like you exercise it for some time, you really like put some mileage in it, you draw like a couple hundreds of these kind of pages, and after you abandon it for a couple months, for a couple years, and then you like cannot draw it again so well, it will take some time to remember again, right? It's kind of normal thing. So important is not to showing off this stuff. It's not to show pictures for yourself or somebody, but to gain certain positive side effects from doing this practice. This kind of way why we need to do this stuff. Okay, so again can draw like a shadow here, so we know where's the top surface. Some shading.
This is Jane Bond art.
Let's try again some experiment. What if just like have this idea right now. So what if we draw this object first? So I draw this object first, and after we draw surface wrapping, no wrapping is kind of going through, cutting through this object, right? So it will be kind of this. Need to buy new color pencils. Yeah. you can support my channel, like become member, or like send some super thanks. Under some video have this option, or like super chat, super thanks, this kind of stuff. Так. And I will see kind of my tutorials really help you. So if you appreciate my tutorials, want to give me something in return, yeah, there is some options. Or if kind of financially in a student stage, don't have money for support, yeah, write comments. Just write comments under my videos, share my videos. All this, it's important, help kind of algorithms, and also it's kind of inspire me, you know. I like to read comments, just to see there is real people watching. Так, so now I drew in this plan. This plan. Here. Okay. So you see, kind of draw same stuff, but put it on a side and start with different sequence. Good mental gymnastic. Так. So let's do. Maybe like this. Yes, a curve will go this way. And after doing this stuff, you will notice how much your imagination improved. So you can like invent more interesting environments, some architecture, or let's do this one here. Some fantasy worlds. Hello, I'm Malek. Yeah, okay, so I am Malek ask like how to make sure you draw square or cube in perspective. So it's a proper cube, proper square, not some box or random rectangle, right? Depend on what kind of art you do. That's why, you know, I have this video how to improve in art, where I'm talking about is actually very important from beginning to figure out what kind of art you want to do. So best case when you know exactly like you will do comic books, for example, like in like a manga style comic books, right? And you have like one or couple favorite manga artists from who you like steal in their style, kind of. You want to be like in this art direction, right? It's kind of just for example, right? If illustration, same. You need to imagine yourself from beginning already, like you work in as this kind of artist. You already make for yourself, you create tasks like it's actual clients, you know, like if a client asks you to draw like on draw illustration or draw cover for magazine, draw illustration for computer game, for like kind of screen or stuff like this, or draw like 10 pages of comic book, right? So don't wait, you start already from this. So, and if let's say if you're like illustrator, comic book artist who's like drawing like Masamune Shirow or Tsutomu Nihei, like for me Tsutomu Nihei is it's the best. So if you, or even like oh, it's a crazy forget name in the moment, Kim Jong-gi, right? If your goal is draw like them, then best way to make sure you draw proper cubes and squares in perspective is just draw more. Just draw more cubes and draw more right angles. And I have this my first video, like you find like I have two first video, but anyway, there's like a playlist perspective for beginners, and I have like dedicated to this kind of topic, talking about like drawing cubes. So it's like we can draw cubes in a kind of normal perspective, or you can practice like draw cubes in extreme perspective, right? Like imagine like how can you make sure this cube is a proper cube in this kind of perspective. It's so unnatural, and when you kind of actually will have like proper cube in extreme perspective, it will looks like not believable, right? So more you draw them, more you just have this like control over proportions. So you kind of you establish again with this practice, you establish precision. You kind of like you for fine tuning your tools, so they became from some kind of like kind of vogue, messy and not precise tools. You kind of like you establish perfect aim, kind of, right? So first, this kind of perfect aim, it's squares and cubes, right? So, and again, like I think it will be like too much to take it to extreme when you like trying to learn drawing cubes perfect, like in every attempt you make, right? It's like if somebody like approaching you, say like, hey, draw perfect cube in some crazy perspective. Yeah, maybe you will not draw it perfect every time, but you have some attempts, right? And you have time to warm up when you draw in the studio, let's say. So instead of kind of using this think about, you know, like kind of how they're in perspective, have some kind of projections. So, oh, you kind of, I like every time I keep forgetting how it works. It's like you put it, it start from here, you put it like vanishing point here, and other point here, right? So you can kind of find it. Like, problem with all this, even if you use ruler, there is a lot of space for errors. You will still make errors, even if you will take like very precise approach for freehand drawing. It will be always errors, because freehand drawing, it's float. You're not a robot, right? So you always will be some little wobble, like your vision will blur for a certain moment. Maybe you sleep not enough, or you're tired, whatever, right? So instead of looking for some like super precise technique, as a freehand artist, just drawing with his hands without like all this kind of tools, you just practice more and make sure it looks like proper cube, proper box, proper cube, proper square. This kind of my opinion. And I have video about this, like talking more better, kind of detailed. Purple haze, like what I think, like in Apazim's Tsutomu Nihei, right? I don't think it's simplistic. I think he just how to say, it's more line economy in his style. Like if before he did more lines in Apazim's, he really want me like no, like when you're a professional artist, right? They might pay you not very well, and you need like to draw like 30 pages in a month. Like manga artists, they draw like crazy, like so many pages, right? So, or you will like draw like 20 hours every day with all these tiny details, all this hatching. Or like Tsutomu Nihei in Apazim's, you will just kind of cut corners, right? So I don't say it's more simple style, because all best quality of Tsutomu Nihei is there. It's like insane quality work. It's very sophisticated. It's super smart. It's like his environments, they're like a genius. But he just make less ink, less lines. It's help kind of save time. And after drawing so many years, like he have like insane mileage. I don't know, like 100,000 hours probably. Tsutomu Nihei, so he can draw without pencil. And yeah, so he just I think I love this Apazim style. Like I've been also copy it, learning how he do it. Very, very cool. Like very concise, very concise. Like a poetry. So instead of making like all these unnecessary details, he give you master class of how to draw only like really impressive kind of, or important accents kind of. Yeah, due to the legend. Like Tsutomu Nihei, he is kind of like possessed with a perspective, like gods of perspective. Так, so let's take. So here, yeah, make one more lower line, so we can draw again like this. so can make like curve inside deep. Так. So go like this. Yeah, it's interesting what he studied. It's like I always was interesting because I've been like many years I've been drawing these urban sketches outdoors, and I did so many drawings of architecture without having any idea. It's like I have no idea what kind of architecture this, what kind of architecture elements there. But every time I meet architects, they kind of like, wow, it's so cool. Like, have you studied architecture? So I'm like, no, I saw. So very interesting. And some of them say like I should or I can, like it might be my thing if I study architecture. And I might also actually like I have one project about Beijing old buildings, old architecture called Beijing Hutongs. And I did this because my friend, French architect, he kind of like he did some kind of research about this Beijing Hutongs, and he gave me a map of these old streets. So it's like very cool, like every places with this old architecture in Beijing. And I've been like, I walk like 80% of them. Every day I was like visit to different place. It was like 2014. it's very cool. Like yeah, being like artist like this, it was very extreme. Being constantly in the travel, like almost 10 years living with a luggage bag, you know, like all my stuff was in one luggage bag. And I was drawing this, like you imagine, it was like more than 20 area in Beijing. Beijing is huge, it's crazy, it's like very, very wide, very big city. Like you go for somewhere, will take like half of your day because you like go there, go back, it's like take a lot of time. And I have this like 20 areas in one list, like maybe more than 20. And I've been every day go to 2 different places. And one day I met my friend. So this French architect, he was kind of, this time he was living in Shanghai, but then right exact on this day he will arrive to Beijing with his wife, exactly in the same street where I was drawing, in the house behind my back. It's so crazy, so nobody will ever believe it. It's just it's absolutely impossible, but this really happened. I was like, I have no idea this day he will arrive to Beijing. Like he don't know I draw in there. Just absolute coincidence. And it was so many coincidences in my life. So I absolutely believe this idea that if you like take a risk to make some bold move in your life, you open opportunity for miracles. It's like you start to notice how like God is noticing you. He's like say, oh, that's interesting. I really like to see what this guy is up to, you know. Так. So here. Go like this. Так. Слухай. Да-да-да, да-да-да. Слухай. Here. You can find these drawings on my book in Amazon. Beijing Photons. Так. Yeah, I'm drawing upside down. It's really annoying. So here I will just switch. And from all cities in China I've been drawing, Beijing have like most of crazy people. I met at least like 4 crazy people, like very weird. Not really safe, no. Also, I met old man who showed me photographs of his father. Like he was telling me, like his father was a teacher, and during this culture revolution, he was, you know, kind of like publicly prosecuted by Red Guards. So it's crazy, you know, like when you go there and you actually meet people, like some of people who were Red Guards, you know, these children who've been like killing teachers, like crazy communist gangs. Now they're like grown up. Now they're grandmas and aunties, kind of uncles and grandfathers, kind of, right? Now they look like they're decent people. And there is also some people in China whose parents were these teachers. They still living in China. And they're very angry. Так. So, okay, so now we have this curve. Так, it's crazy. Crazy curve. Uh-huh. Так, wait a second. It's here, and here. So let's go this twin. Okay, so use black. So this point is actually here. Yeah. Got confused for a moment. It's here. So when I seen like in one street, I met this old man, Red Guard. He's like really creepy. I was drawing some small, this like Hutong small street, and like he approached me from behind, like kind of tapped me in the back, and like kind of I look at him. He's like have like a scar, like all his head and like blind eye, like in the movie, some kind of villain from James Bond movie, you know. And he's like, he was not happy I drew in his street. So tell me to go away. I think he probably he thought I'm American. Maybe if he know I'm Russian, he was like more peaceful. But I don't care. He's creepy, crazy old man. Так. And I never argue with local people. If he don't want me to draw, I go away. Так. So let's see. So have this here. Draw this curvature. Yes, kind of a golden rule for travel artists. Make sure local people okay with you drawing their place. Only problem with this is like if you will start walk around and ask, it's like, oh, I need to ask people, is this okay or not? You never know who you're asking, right? Maybe it's also somebody random. And also, like, if you ask, people will be more cautious. There's like, why are you asking? So I prefer to start drawing, and if there's some kind of problem, I can like leave, find better place. Так. Also my recommendation, do not draw in poor areas if you're not ready for some for something happen. Because now, and not only in the poor, now some countries it can be anywhere. Like when I was in Paris in 2013, it was everywhere, gangs just everywhere in the central streets. It's kind of crazy. Так. So let's see. Also here, I need to. So it's one more extra points here. I mean, it was already in 2013. Not safe. Now I think it's even crazier. Так. Absolutely insane. Так, so here we have this, some extra points. Whoop. Hello, still traditional art. Yeah, still traditional art. Yeah, agree. Purple haze. Yeah. And for me also, yeah, it was always like number one thing. It's to meet locals, like make friends with locals. And like, when you artist, it's very easy to do. And actually, like when you artist, marginals, right? They're kind of don't have problem with you usually. Depends, you know. They can be like, it can be like a racial issue, for example, right? If some kind of from some country who consider you like a bad person just because you're a white guy, for example, so they don't care you artist or not, they don't understand what is it. But like when I met like actual criminals in Russia, it always was kind of just fun conversations, you know. And so like, hey man, so cool. It's just kind of like happy to meet a real artist, you know, some kind of like a very unusual event. Yeah, like somehow, you know, like every people, I think they're like being like a miracle, like if you appreciate nature, right? So you will also see how people, it's also it's also kind of natural event, right? So like we have sunset, sunrise, we have rivers, mountains, and some views, some they just like mesmerizing, like some like beautiful woman, right? Like it's like this amazing view with the mountains, waterfalls and stuff. And some people have character, which is also very interesting, and maybe like archetypical, right? So you meet like I had some friends in Russia. So one day I just realized they're like archetypical warriors. They're like, even they're living today in 21st century, but their brains still somewhere in the medieval age. They're like absolutely like medieval people living in among us, you know. It's kind of crazy, like always find somewhere to fight, and they often end up, they can fight in like you know, like 30 people, like can be like 5 people against 30 people, can be then like 30 against 30, so it's like real brawls, like in a Sparta movie. And they just enjoy it. It's fun. Так. Let's draw this. And this like one of those guys who always fighting somewhere. He was telling, Gene, you know, like first time when I was like this kind of mass fighting, it's so scary. Like I was really almost shit myself. Cause kind of, you know, so many adrenaline kind of, it's crazy. Never been in such extreme situations. It's kind of different people have different celebrations. For me, celebration is to draw something crazy. Like, so my God, like I draw this view. It's like it felt like it's impossible to draw. This view so amazing, so insane. And I draw it, and it's like crazy. Так. So let's see. I guess. Yeah. Even like one of these my friends like invite me to his wedding, and it's all so classical, you know. Like if you think about Russians, all this was with them. It's every time was like Russia in the movies, because even on a wedding they manage to fight with other wedding. So my friend wedding was on the second floor, and some other guys have wedding on the first floor. And my friend, he's like, go to talk to them. They like argue over something, and everybody rush outside to big fight, like one wedding against other wedding. it's crazy. And like, and when I was like around them, it wasn't feel crazy. It was just kind of, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's normal. After I just like, when I went to, no, I kind of decide to separate from them because it's little too much. It's not my lifestyle, and I'm artist after all. So, and after some time, when I return kind of to see them again, I was just like, okay, these guys, they're just kind of they're like a travel in time, arrive from medieval period. So It's funny because they're even like fighting and screaming like this is Sparta, you know. Like never surrender. The fuck. Yeah, so I was talking about like people as a like a natural phenomenon, right? I think it's like for us as artists, it's very important, very interesting lens to look, because you can really contemplate people and observe them. So now back it to side. Contemplate. Proper word. Oops. So now it's like a shadow, but it's kind of weird shadow. Anyway, it's like still like a light source from the top. You mean Coca-Cola? I mean like everybody drink it. If you mean like cocaine, in Moscow, I think it might be like it's some kind of business. It's more like a business criminal circles in Moscow. In my area, everybody just drink alcohol. And I don't meet much people who use it. This isn't good for me. It's kind of crazy stuff. Так. There is something you never, some stuff you better never experiment with. It's like this drugs. Because like definitely like some mainstream like music you know, in the music industry, for example, definitely people using drugs. But I think it's this kind of lottery, like when we see only people who survive, people who somehow manage to actually make music, while being kind of, how to say, addicted, right? Like most of these artists or musicians who try drugs for their art, they just destroy their life. So it's definitely not about drugs. No, bro, I don't agree. Like, don't try everything, please. Something I never try, and I don't want. There's a lot of challenges in a healthy kind of perspective, you know. It's like try to like meet a beautiful woman, right? Try to make public presentation, like prepare some workshop, write your presentation and make a speech. Announce yourself as an expert in certain topic, write speech and go perform publicly. Or protect somebody, you know, like you see something happen, you go protect. Or go to army, you know, or work in police. There is a lot of real challenges for like adequate people, and like experimenting when people mean like doing something stupid, it's just being stupid. It's not about like trying things. It's like it's just kind of like trying like you know, like a spoiled children who want to try their parents, like how far they can go without consequences. And it's just stupid. It's just idiotic idea, like, oh, let's try this, try that. Yeah, you better don't want to find yourself on a, how to say, um, on the other side, you know, when you cannot recover from it. So some, for example, like drugs, like crimes, right? Like if you try to crime, you might be like destroy your life like this, like this, and the whole rest of your life you will be just kind of trapped in some misery, right? This kind of experiments you want. Так, let's see. It's not process. You definitely should try to become member of my channel, you know. If you want to try everything, start from this. Start from became like a top tier member. So I think call like patrician, yeah. Yeah, anyway, it's just like I tell you what I think about this, and all junkie, they're masters of ruminating, you know. They always like explain, oh, you know, drugs, they make me like smarter, they make me better person, like I eat this, I do that, and it's like definitely help me, whatever, you know. Like you cannot convince a junkie these drugs is just waste of time and health. And if you want to be artist, kind of drugs don't not right way, that's for sure. And you can like imagine whatever, you probably just like surrounded with junkies who like explaining you about like magic and like secrets which and superpowers which like kind of drugs give you. No, it's all nonsense. And better kind of you understand it as early as possible. We will like save more time and yeah, and maybe like avoid like really danger storylines. And there whatever like this like some drugs heavy or not heavy, I don't care, like this my opinion, and that's it. Because every time I find this like junky art, whatever they write, it's not my cup of tea. You just can't see it's some kind of depraved kind of stuff. I respect more kind of, you know, like traditional arts, right? Like with this discipline, precision, and intellect. It should be like amazing complex structure, talking about true, like analyzing stuff. It's not about just like, oh, drawing like this weird characters, like yellow submarine, then okay. So they eat all this LSD and stuff, and how smart they became, just average communists, you know. So this like all this hippie, they all stupid people. Drugs doesn't make them smart, only empower their stupidity. Так. So let's see. But if we look like some really amazing work from our masters, like I don't know, Norman Rockwell, like writers, it's fantastic. And this is just about their character, their ability or to process a lot of information, and their like highly sophisticated skills, which they spend a lot of time to elaborate, not just like being high, but work on the skills. Так. So I think from all possible insights under influence people ever had, it was only insight when they realize using drugs was a mistake. That's it. If it's not this thing, then it's all just crazy rumination. Some kind of rationalization of destructive, pointless stuff. Так. Like read Aristotle. It will like screw your brains harder than anything. Just like, oh, no way. It's like a matrix, everything, bro. Yeah, maybe like again, like best examples from like hippie art. Okay, Wachowski, right? Who's like mutilated themselves. Okay. Again, maybe you want to sacrifice yourself to create some kind of communist propaganda and end up in a mental asylum. Then it's your choice. So it's kind of interesting correlation, right? It's like a lot of amazing, wonderful tales from loser junkies who never achieve anything, and a lot of crazy, terrible examples from like people who really did something under influence, but they destroy their life. So let's see. See. Then some other song. Here. Um, I lost all my music. Так, what have here? So we transfer in this curvature here. Так, same we have here. Here. Так. Wait a second, what is this? So it's here actually. Again, lost. So this curve below. Here. Yeah, I just kind of I never prepare a playlist. I just choose in random music on my computer. Так. But I start uploading on another channel. I will upload music there. I will give link later. Так. Let's see. I have this. Так. Huh? What's this clean bottle? I will check. I'm not sure I know what's this. Oh, this music funny. Let's check this. I will Google what this clean bottle. Interesting. Так. Maybe here little hatching. Oh, in the middle line. Oop. Okay, we'll check it. Look. Clean bottle. Huh. Ah, it's like a Mobius. Oh, no way. Crazy, nice. Yeah, draws this kind of stuff like this clean bottle, and you don't need any drugs, so it will just look. Clean bottle, losing my mind. Where is my mind? Yeah, there's also interesting artist. I always forget his name. I follow him on Instagram. Probably you know, like he draw like he using the ruler and all those tools to draw very complex stuff like spirals, spheres, and there also he adds some butterflies. Very cool stuff. Так. Actually, like drawing car in perspective. It's also very complex. Like if drawing like curve shape, all these complex shapes with the Scott Robertson approach. It's really also extreme task. Так. Let's just see. Так. Yeah, let's do this way. Just interesting. Так. Let's check how high I want it to be. So again, here I drew this kind of cylinder. It's not cylinder, it's like cylinder box. So here also you see this example, like sometimes if you make proper measurements in extreme perspective, like fisheye, all the stuff, it's it even can make it worse. So here I don't know exactly like what will be conversion, like how much proportion will change, but I want to experiment like how much forgiving it will be for me if I just eyeball it. Так. Like this. Because all these lines here, they all wrong. And yeah, just don't be intimidated with errors. Так, oh, here. Whoops. Так, so let's go here. That's why here. So I have this curvature. And this one. So this. Let's kind of follow same, just make it little further. Like this. Yeah. Here. And this. Again, you see center point here, but this bulk kind of ellipse belly of the ellipse. Так. This pencil. Sharpen. Так. So let's make try cut it here. Maybe it's too high. Here. Так, so these are kind of X plane. Так. Middle line. Так, let's see. This on a surface. Так. Then mirroring. Так. Some kind of this. Also like smaller curve, lower curve like this. Так. So let's do this center line. Center curve will be like higher, and on the side will be lower. Так. Let's try it. So this side. Curves in space. This is curve control to major tone. Так. Yeah, like drawing it on the side. It's funny. Так, okay. Start to adapting. So let's go here. Then this. Go here. It's interesting to see how when you change circumstances, your brain will adapt. It's like when I draw on the big walls, like drawing big murals. At first, it feels like it's a totally different thing, you know. It's like I usually drawing on my table with this like A4, A3 size, but then drawing like 3-meter wall, it feels like very different. But after hour or two, you don't feel difference anymore. It's just like it feels like very big paper, and instead of moving hand like this, you need to walk around and draw this kind of lines. So your brain just adapting very fast. Так. Here we have a middle point. Up. Wait. Here. Так. Okay. So here. Here. Dum, 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 dum. So it's really discipline to make less lines, so it will be like more clear for myself. I can better see where is which line. Так, so we need definitely one more here. Up. Almost break this rule. Так. Wait, here. Так. Опа. Crazy. Crazy. Так, here. Okay. Так. Where am I? Okay, yeah, like this. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3. Here's something wrong. Okay, correct. This. What's this? Okay. Let's try this here. Where it go? It's comes to close. Yeah, this is right. Так, but what's this? Something wrong here. Ah, yeah, this is crazy. So we have this here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here's more or less here. This point. Wrong. Now from this point we need to go to here. Let's make one more 3D points. Так. Dun 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 dun. Here. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Here. Okay. Really? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Так. Okay, so it's curvature issue. Or not. Let's make one more point to make sure. Correct. So this is correct. So let's go like this. And then find one more point. Так. Here we intersect. Yeah, so it's kind of here. Так, okay, so let's emphasize crazy curve. In a 5-point perspective. And here we have this. Opa. Так, and if we transfer it here, transfer it here. So make a little lighter so I can build. Так, so let's see other edge. So we have point here, then we have point here, then we have point here, point here. So on other side, it's here. It's like so. This somewhere. Так. Так, so now let's back to this. So we have center point here, it goes through high point here. So what we have? We have this going through high point and then through low point. We need high point here in this case. Then we go this, dun, 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 dun. Again intersect low curve. Now let's now draw it clear. And high curve here. So now we need these 2 points too. So we're moving them up. And here we already have arc, right? So it's like cross section. So we can move these 2 points up till they intersect cross section. Okay, so now we have this line transferred to surface. And now we have this point transferred to surface. Like this. So we only not sure about this curvature, right? So we can make some points to transfer curvature. Let's make like 2 points. So follow perspective grid. Так, whoop. Going here. Okay, so this point here, this point go here. This point go here. So here, less curvature. Other side. So this 1, 2, 1, 2. This. So it look this way. Load this on it. Nice. One point perspective. Yeah, you do more like also fisheye perspective. Так. So here. So this interesting already can show what is exposed, right? So this part is open to us. We can see it. Also this part open. This second little shade in here. So it's not like kind of drawing light and shadow, it's just to make it more clear, to better emphasize these different surfaces. So. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great stuff. Glad you do this. Yeah, it's like we take some basic principles and we need to play around with them, like experiment, turn around, try different situations to really understand like how universal these principles, to see how they work in the different situations, right? So it's kind of same like you study anything else, and especially language, right? So it's like I hear this advice about learning words. If you want to remember a new word, you need kind of like use it in 5 different situations. So it's like, for example, like you read this word, you translate this word in a vocabulary, then you hear this word and you recognize it, then you say this word, like knowing translation, and yeah, maybe like you write it, you type it, you write it. So one word, but you recall it in many different situations, like writing, typing, listening, speaking, uh, reading, using in a sentence, using in a different sentences, screaming, you know. And this what really make your brain to remember it. When you just like repeating it, like blah 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 blah, it's kind of too experience, too flat, too two-dimensional kind of flat experience. So not much, like neural network, very weak and simple. But if you start to connect this word to many different situations, it's like start to have like oh, it have now more business with your brain, right? More friends. Now this new neuron have many neuron bros who say like, yeah, I know this guy. Yeah, I remember this guy. Make your neuron team, build neuron network. Yeah, it's kind of like neuron networking. It's like imagine like your new neuron like go into some party and start to like meet with other, say like, hello, I'm a perspective grid. So really? So what? I don't know, like perspective grid, we can find like breakdown photograph, for example. I can see like, okay, so here we have tilted horizon line, here we have this vanishing point, this stuff. Or you can draw some Scott Robertson stuff in this perspective grid. You can draw some cyberpunk stuff in this perspective grid. And like this party growing and growing, like more neurons surrounding this perspective grid neuron. So like, oh, dude, you're really interesting. You're like funny guy. I never think about like how cool perspective grids are. You my first perspective grid friend, you know. Так. Let's see what happened here. What happens there? Yeah, maybe I make a curve too extreme. Okay. Oh, I use this black. Oh no. This black harder to erase. Так. Так, okay, so now we have this point. Op. So it's here. Op. Here. This point. Op. Whoop. Can make this curvature. And we can find, let's see. Okay. Okay. Так. And here. This one. Okay, anyway, so curve go like this. So have this cut here. This cut here. Oh, cool. Yeah, Draw Anime Academy is my friends. You can find also video. I did some video on their YouTube, and there is a video with them on my YouTube. Like I have this like podcast where I invite people to talk. Nice. Yeah, I did some live about drawing motorcycles and some perspective, like how to draw proportions in perspective on their channel. Так. This. So let's now a little clean here. So you see, it's kind of like hard to say what kind of form it is, all right? But nice exercise. Just to make sure, you know, with this kind of different extreme scenario, you just double check yourself. You check yourself, like, do you really can use Scott Robertson approach? Like, can you apply it for some extreme situations. Like I say here, I did many like kind of like every line is little distorted. I don't have like any properly drawn line. All perspective grid is eyeballed, so it's very sloppy. But it's a human nature kind of. It's whole idea of freehand drawing. It's to be aware of human limitations. Freehand drawing is always less perfect than 3D model. You can make 3D model, you can like distort them, use different camera lenses and stuff, and you will have like perfect proportions. You can print them, you can use filters, make it look like a drawing, but it will be a 3D model, right? Like you will lost how to say, it will lost human touch. It will not have this like same energy like man-made, handmade work. And this kind of energy, this human touch thing, it's these like tiny errors. It's all these imperfections. This is what kind of make it be unique and different from perfect computer work, right? It's like all these errors. So imagine like how kind of pointless to try avoid errors. So instead of avoid them, you need to learn how to use them, how to make them work. So, and this is what every artist do. Like learn how to draw in wrong. Так, so here very cool. Maybe I use green because my red pencil is broken. So use green. It's crazy. So maybe like here just a little, just wow. And my kid arrived. Meow. It's an ant. Let's say bye bye to you. Meow. Cat. Be my assistant cat model. Meow meow meow. Hey. Meow meow meow. Nina. Cat. Oh. It's like a small Wolverine. Funny. more. Okay. So yeah, finish here. I'll see you in the next videos. So I will put it all together, make one video with kind of curves and cuts. Yeah, see you later. Так.